And our top focus story on the special broadcast, politics over Sengol reignites. And this time, it's Samajwadi Party's Member of Parliament from Mohanlalganj, R.K. Chaudhary, who's kick-started the controversy. Samajwadi Party leader put forward a demand for the removal of Sengol from the parliament, calling it a princely symbol in a democratic India. India bloc MPs backed the Samajwadi Party MPs' demand, but the BJP has not only called it mindless criticism, but also said this reflects the anti-Tamil and anti-Indian culture, not just of the Samajwadi Party, but also the opposition India bloc. Our political bureau with our top story.
Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji.
The Sengol, the 5-feet-long scepter from the Chola dynasty, is at the center of a political controversy again. The row this time ignited by Samajwadi Party MP. Ahead of the President's procession and address that was led by the Sengol, R.K. Chaudhary termed the scepter a symbol of monarchy and called for its removal from Parliament.
Sengol तमिल भाषा का शब्द है, उस माने हुए राजदंड, राजदंड माने राजा की छड़ी, राजा डंडा। कभी देश में राजपाट था राजाओं का, तब सेंगोल का महत्व था। अब देश में लोकतंत्र है और लोकतंत्र को चलाने के लिए संविधान है। हमारा मामला है, हमारा मानना है कि अब सेंगोल का महत्व नहीं है। संसद, हमारी संसद लोकतांत्रिक केंद्र है, तो निश्चित तौर पे हमारा मानना है कि यदि लोकतंत्र को वापस लाना है या लोकतंत्र बरकरार रखना है तो सेंगोल को हटाना है।
Akhilesh Yadav defended his neta's statement.
उन्हें ये लगा होगा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जब शपथ लेने गए थे तो प्रणाम नहीं किया था। हो सकता है इसी वजह से उनकी भावना इस तरह की आई हो कि हटे और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। अच्छा, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हम ही अगर ये बात पूछें कि सरकार को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए लगाने के लिए क्या दिक्कत है।
India Bloc too rallied behind Chaudhary, backing him on his demand of removing the Sengol from Sansad.
वो अपनी मर्जी का सिंगल लगा दिए हैं, अपनी मर्जी का ये मनमानी करके ये कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी मांग में बुरा तो नहीं है। उन्होंने जो पूछ रहे हैं, क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट हैज ऑलवेज बीन सेक्युलर, इंक्लूसिव, सबको साथ लेने की बात थी।
देखिए, बिल्कुल हटाना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये लोकतंत्र है डेमोक्रेसी, और वहाँ पे अब राजतंत्र तो रहा नहीं। तो अगर सिंगल को लगाना ही चाहिए तो उसको म्यूजियम में रखना चाहिए, जहाँ की देश के सभी लोग जाएं और वहाँ से उसका दर्शन भी करें।
Chaudhary's remarks drew heavy criticism from the NDA, with the alliance saying the SP was hell-bent on insulting Indian history and Tamil culture.
मेरी समझ के परे है कि आपके क्षेत्र की जनता ने आपको विकास के कार्यों के लिए चुना है कि यहाँ पर आकर इस तरीके की विवादित राजनीति करने के लिए। क्यों नहीं भैया, सकारात्मक राजनीति की सोच ये विपक्ष के नेता रख सकते हैं, एक साथ आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास करें, ना कि इस तरीके के विवादित बयान देकर बंटवारे की राजनीति करें।
संगोल जो है वो बड़ी ही भव्यता से जो है उस राष्ट्रपति जी के आगमन पे उसका जो है वो परचम लहराया। हमारी सनातनी, हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति का एक जो धरोहर है, उसका सबने जो है वो सम्मान किया।
Last year, Prime Minister Modi installed the Sengol in the Lok Sabha chamber, next to the Speaker's chair in the new Sansad building, after performing a traditional puja. With Amit Bharadwaj and Piyush Mishra in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what is the Sengol? Sengol has been derived from a Tamil word semai, which actually means righteousness. It originates, as historians say, from the Chola dynasty. It was used traditionally in coronation ceremonies of the Chola kings, and it symbolizes the transfer of power. It actually symbolizes nyay or justice, transfer of power from one king to the other, and of course good governance. It was presented to independent India's first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on the eve of independence. Remember, India got our independence on the 15th of August 1947. It was on the 14th of August 1947 that Sears presented the Sengol to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And this symbolically marked the transfer of power from the British to India. And what is this entire controversy around the symbol? The Congress party says that the BJP has spread a false narrative on the symbol. The symbol was used as a tool to woo voters in Tamil Nadu. The symbol, according to the Congress party, is a symbol of monarchy and should not be there in the temple of democracy in parliament in a democracy. The BJP, according to the Congress, has regularly misguided the people on the installation of the symbol in the new parliament building. The BJP has countered this, saying that the Congress actually buried the symbol. It was used as a symbol of transfer of power to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, but the Congress actually banished it, and when it put it in a museum in Prayagraj in Allahabad, it was actually listed as a walking stick, as Pandit Nehru's walking stick, because according to the BJP, the Congress party hates Hindu traditions, culture. The Congress tucked the symbol away in a museum. Now, is there merit in the opposition saying that India is a democracy, people power, and in people power, Akhilesh Yadav says you should have had a copy of the Constitution where the symbol has been put right next to the speaker in Lok Sabha. Let me quickly bring in C.R. Keswan into this conversation, national spokesperson of the BJP and a scholar. C.R. Keswan, the Samajwadi Party led this battle against the symbol, saying it should be removed from parliament and it doesn't belong there. It's people power. This is a symbol of monarchy and not democracy, sir.
Good evening, Gaurav. First, the outlandish remarks of Samajwadi Party MP shows how uncultured and what an ignoramus he is. And with his statements, he's insulted the Adinams, which are the traditional Shaivite mutts, and also the Adinam heads who hail from the backward class community, and he's insulted millions of, Lord Shiva devotees. But also see the, diabolic day he's chosen to give the letter and talk about this. This is the day when our Honorable Rashtrapati addresses the joint session of Parliament. And after the sacred Sengol's glory and respect were restored by Modi ji and it was placed in Parliament, it is taken in a ceremonial procession when the Rashtrapati ji addresses. So Mr. Chaudhary today, by timing it in this way, has basically undermined the sanctity of Parliament and also tried to demean the dignity of the office of the president. And what do you expect, from a Samajwadi Party MP like him? You talked about Akhilesh Yadav today. Did you see his statement? When he had Mr. Avadesh, the Faizabad MP, and said, "Yeah, Raja Ayodhya." Look at the mindset. Okay. And when Lord Sri Ram is the Lord of Ayodhya, he says his MP is the Lord of Ayodhya. That's the dictatorial mindset of a monarch. Which this Chaudhary is a slave. And when he talked about Danda,
yes.
If Mr. Akhilesh Yadav shows a Danda, this man runs for cover. Let me say this, Gaurav. Sengol is a symbol of justice. It is a symbol of righteousness. It is the way you look at it. Modi ji looks at it as a symbol of justice and places it in the house of the people. These monarchs, these dynasts, look at it as a symbol of power.
But it isn't just the Samajwadi Party, sir. It isn't just Mr. Chaudhary. It is not. Look at what Renuka Chaudhary of the Congress Party says. Sir, the Congress Party says that. Sir, Renuka Chaudhary says that we are a secular country. In a secular country where you talk about being inclusive, you have a symbol which is just a Hindu dharm symbol in the temple of democracy, and the Congress perhaps thinks that this is not being inclusive or secular.
You look at the history of these people. When the original constitution was there, it was, headed by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji, Ambedkar ji, and such giants. And the original calligraphy in the constitution had pictures of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna. Why did they remove it? Because it's not that they don't understand our parampara culture of Bharat and ethos. They are against it. They attack it at every time. And you talked about these Indie leaders. When Modi ji revived this, from a museum in Allahabad, the Congress party had cast it away. But let me talk about, since it attacks Tamil culture, Gaurav, when it was given, the Adinams, represent a very great tradition of Shaivite much. Devaram was written 1300 years back. They're devotional hymns on Lord Shiva. The Devarams were sung and holy water was sprinkled and given. In olden days, it was the monarchs. Now, the house of the people is, that is what defines democracy. So it's rightfully as a symbol of justice placed in the house of the people. These people, as I tell you again, and when they remove, and I talked about the constitution, why did they remove the pictures of Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, which Ambedkar ji and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel ji and Gandhi ji had approved? Because they are fundamentally against Bharat's parampara and culture and ethos, and this is again a reflection of that. But I want to tell you this. This is a very clear attack on our parampara and our culture. And, and let me say this again. Why are you surprised? When Modi ji, when the Congress party cast this away, banished it, demeaned, dishonored and disrespected the sacred Sangol and cast it away as a walking stick. It was Modi ji who gave it primacy in parliament. What did the Indie leaders do? Did they, appreciate and see, probably atone for the sins? No. They boycotted the installation of the Sangol. They boycotted the inauguration of the new parliament.
Sir, but this opposition isn't restricted just to the Samajwadi Party or the Congress Party. Sir, hear me.
I want to make one point before you interrupt.
Okay.
Everybody who reads history, Gaurav, you're a very, informed anchor. You're very seasoned. All of us know about the Tryst of Destiny speech, right? And you know that the Tryst of Destiny speech was inspired by the Rendezvous with Destiny speech by FDR. Does anybody know about the Sangol? No. When the original parliament was inaugurated, there was nothing to do with Indian traditions and things. But when the new parliament was inaugurated by Modi ji, it was all about Bharat's parampara and culture. Okay. So these people, they draw from the West and they denigrate our culture. And today's statement of the Sangol is precisely a reflection of that.
So that's a grave charge that you level against the Congress party, that they're against Bharat ka culture, Indian culture, and they derive from the West. But it isn't restricted just to the Congress party or the Samajwadi Party. Meesa Bharti of the RJD says if this is about culture, put it in a museum. Let people go to a museum and see this. Let there be a copy of the Constitution in Parliament, sir.
First, Meesa Bharti should change her name before, being in an alliance with the, India alliance. It was the, 50, yesterday we said, it was the 50th anniversary, the darkest chapter. And she was named after the emergency. Meesa means Maintenance of Internal Security Act. Look at where she draws from her roots and look at the hypocrisy. Do you want to even listen to something that somebody like this says? So, and let me say this again. The House of the People, represents the pinnacle of democracy, and the House of the People is the Lok Sabha, and the Sangol is a symbol of justice, and Modi ji has rightfully placed this as a symbol of justice so that the rule of Dharma guides the Lok Sabha. But for these monarchs, these dynastic monarchs, whether it's the RJD, whether it's the SP, the Congress, all of them follow a monarchy in terms of running the party. They look at this as a symbol of power, and looking at anything to do with justice, it probably is difficult for them to digest, which is why they're attacking this.
Okay, but would you want to respond to the criticism that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking India towards a Hindu Rashtra? Why only a Hindu symbol that comes from the Shaivite parampara of our country from Tamil Nadu?
Is justice and dharma is universal. I think they should first understand that. Justice is agnostic. Justice and dharma have been from time immemorial. And what is wrong? If, in being proud about your Hindu culture, when you can talk about a tryst with destiny, what is wrong in celebrating, the Tamil culture and this, beautiful tradition of a Sangol?
Fair enough.
When you talk about dharma, does it, probably prick them?
Okay, what's wrong if Tamil culture, if Indian traditions are being appreciated, is what C.R. Keswan says. Sir, for joining me here on India Today, many thanks. I quickly also want to bring into this conversation India Today's Piyush Mishra, who joins us from the national capital. And Piyush, in Parliament, now when the Sangol was installed in the temple of democracy, we'd seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi with much fanfare. He'd installed it right next to the Speaker's chair. And now this controversy that started once again. Is the India bloc or the opposition bloc on the same page, considering that these are reactions that come in from the Samajwadi Party, the RJD and also the Congress Party?
Well, indeed they are, Gaurav, and that's why we are hearing the similar sort of reactions coming in from Congress Party, Samajwadi Party, RJD. We have also reaction coming in from DMK. In fact, DMK, which is a ruling party in the state of Tamil Nadu, has also agreed to what Samajwadi Party is saying. We also spoke to Tiruchi Shiva, who is DMK's Rajya Sabha MP. He told us that the place of Singol is in museum and it should be removed as soon as possible, as it is a symbol of monarchy. So we are now seeing as to how almost all constituents of India bloc are speaking in one voice. They are also of the view that Singol should be removed and it should be replaced with the copy of Constitution. The entire controversy had erupted after the letter which was written by Samajwadi Party MP R.K. Chaudhary to Pro Tem Speaker on 25th of June, where he had mentioned that Singol represents the rule of Raja, which means that he wanted that now there should be rule of Loktantra, there should be rule of democracy. So, and to have a rule of democracy, Singol should be replaced with the copy of Constitution.
Stay with me, Piyush. I also want to bring Mosmi Singh into this conversation. She joins us on the show. And Mosmi, has the Congress Party or that entire bloc, have they reacted to the BJP hitting back? You have Chirag Paswan, who's accusing the opposition India bloc of politics of negativity, saying that, you know, they may have been elected on a positive note, but there's nothing positive in their approach. Or C.R. Keswan on India Today and other leaders of the BJP saying that this is anti-Hindu, anti-Tamil culture, anti-Indian traditions and culture.
So, Gaurav, there have been many sticking points and this is one of the sticking points that has the opposition and the ruling party locked in a bitter battle. And in fact, you know, it's just been the first 4 days of the 18th Lok Sabha, the first session, and it started on a very, very stormy note. Yet again, we are seeing every day new controversies, new issues unwind, and this time round the Samajwadi Party MP flagging that, and he's finding resonance in other India bloc allies. So clearly, you know, this is a political tussle that I think would continue. But on the other hand, you know, the opposition or the India bloc would like to underline the fact that Mr. Chaudhary is talking about getting the copy of the Constitution, in fact, in place. So clearly thereby, you know, putting back the spotlight on how important it is to uphold the Constitution. That has been one of the key flagging issues as far as, you know, the entire electoral politics of 2024 is concerned. So it completely serves the India bloc its purpose.
Okay. Stay with me, Mosmi and Piyush. Let me just quickly cut across to the other big story we're tracking here on India Today. In her address to Parliament, President Draupadi Murmu called the emergency the darkest chapter in Indian history. And her remarks have triggered a war of words with the opposition up in arms. This just days after the BJP doubled down on the emergency attack on the Congress Party in response to the Congress Party's Constitution jibe at the BJP. In fact, a letter has been written by the Congress Party. K.C. Venugopal has just written a letter to Speaker Om Birla about his comments on the emergency. Take a look.
Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji.
The first address of the President in the 18th Lok Sabha. Amid the regalia and grandeur, politics took center stage. President Murmu referred to the emergency imposed by Indira Gandhi in 1975, calling it the darkest chapter in India's history.
देश में संविधान लागू होने के बाद भी संविधान पर अनेक बार हमले हुए हैं। आज 27 जून है। 25 जून 1975 को लागू हुआ आपातकाल संविधान पर सीधे हमले का सबसे बड़ा और काला अध्याय था।
The President's emergency remark triggered an uproar from the opposition. Even before the president's speech began, the Aam Aadmi Party decided to boycott it, to protest against Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. Aam Aadmi Party's boycott wasn't backed by any other India bloc party though. The president also had a message for the opposition on democracy and those doubting the electoral process.
भारत के लोगों ने हमेशा लोकतंत्र के प्रति अपना पूर्ण विश्वास प्रकट किया है। चुनाव से जुड़े संस्थाओं पर पूरा भरोसा जताया है। स्वस्थ लोकतंत्र को बनाए रखने के लिए हमें इस विश्वास को सुदृढ़ कर रखना है। हमारे लोकतंत्रों की विश्वसनीयता को ठेस पहुंचाने की हर कोशिश की सामूहिक आलोचना होना चाहिए। मतदान प्रक्रिया को सुरक्षित बनाने के लिए ईवीएम को अपनाने का फैसला किया गया था। पिछले कई दशकों में ईवीएम में सुप्रीम कोर्ट से लेकर जनता की अदालत तक हर कसौटी को पार किया है।
President Murmu also mentioned the paper leak row, triggering a strong response from the opposition.
हाल ही में कुछ परीक्षाओं में हुई पेपर लीक की घटनाओं की निष्पक्ष जांच और दोषियों को कड़ी से कड़ी सजा दिलवाने के लिए मेरी सरकार प्रतिबद्ध है। इस पर दलीय राजनीति से ऊपर उठकर देशव्यापी ठोस उपाय करने की जरूरत है। संसद ने भी परीक्षा में होने वाली गड़बड़ियों के विरुद्ध एक सख्त कानून बनाया है।
The opposition is still mounting pressure on the Modi government on the exam mess. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, in response to the president's address, said that whitewashing will not work in the NEET scam.
So many things we discussed about the parliamentary functioning. Of course, this issue also came. Rahulji, leader of opposition, had informed the Honorable Speaker. It could have been avoided from the Speaker's reference. Because that is clearly a political reference. It could have been avoided.
The Parliament will now discuss and debate the President's address on Friday. The Prime Minister will reply to the motion next week. Stage is set for a massive NDA versus India showdown. Bureau Report, India Today.
Leader of opposition in Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi has met Speaker Om Birla and voiced his opinion and unhappiness over the reference to emergency made by the chair, saying it was clearly political and could have been avoided. This was a courtesy call during which Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of emergency being invoked by the Speaker. The conversation about emergency being invoked by the Speaker in the House. Congress Party's General Secretary K.C. Venugopal told reporters in a meeting in the Parliament House after this meeting. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Mosmi Singh for more on this. Mosmi, what was this meeting about with the Speaker and Rahul Gandhi, this meeting, and bring us details of the conversation?
Clearly, Gaurav, this was the first courtesy call meeting that Rahul Gandhi, as the leader of the opposition in the lower house, had gone with other ally leaders to meet Om Birla. And of course, being a courtesy call, as far as, sticking to parliament duties is concerned, it was just exchange of pleasantries that had to happen. But Rahul Gandhi did mention the fact that Om Birla, it was his first maiden speech as the new speaker, and according to parliamentary protocols and duties, he could have clearly avoided the mention of emergency, which was in 1975. So clearly, 50 years ago, that mention of emergency was uncalled for and was political, is what Rahul Gandhi highlighted, thereby pushing in that point that Speaker Om Birla has been bigger responsibility of uniting the entire House as far as smooth functioning of the Parliament is concerned, and he has to rise above partisan politics. So there you can see Rahul Gandhi in his full-fledged role as the leader of opposition, along flanked with other bigwigs of the opposition.
Stay with me, Mosmi. Let me bring our viewers up to speed with the latest that's happened through the day in Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced his Council of Ministers in Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister had introduced his Council of Ministers in Lok Sabha on Wednesday after the election of the Speaker. Congress Party MP Shashi Tharoor took oath as a member of the Lok Sabha. Shashi Tharoor is an MP from Thiruvananthapuram, took oath in English, holding a copy of the Constitution. Aam Aadmi Party MPs protested in Parliament premises against the arrest of Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party's national convener, Arvind Kejriwal. The Aam Aadmi Party also boycotted President Draupadi Murmu's address to the joint sitting of Parliament. Congress MP and leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi and senior members of the India bloc met Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla. Rahul Gandhi was accompanied by Samajwadi Party leader Dimple Yadav, RJD's Meesa Bharti, NCP MP Supriya Sule and DMK MP Kanimoni. Congress leader Jairam Ramesh questioned Sansad TV's coverage of the President's address. Jairam Ramesh claims Prime Minister Narendra Modi was shown 73 times in the 51-minute presidential address, while leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi was shown only 6 times. So fireworks set to begin in Parliament. Discussion on the President's address will take place tomorrow. Ahead of the debate, India bloc leaders and BJP leaders are holding parallel meetings. Top opposition leaders are meeting at Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, and BJP leaders have met at JP Nadda's residence. JP Nadda is also to meet 70 BJP MPs in the national capital. So, battle lines very clearly being drawn in Parliament because the big debate starts in Lok Sabha tomorrow. And I quickly want to once again bring in Mosmi Singh and Piyush for more on this. Mosmi, all set for fireworks in Parliament. The opposition, Rahul Gandhi perhaps set the stage when he said that the opposition this time is there in larger numbers, significant voice of the opposition that the country will have to hear.
Right, and you know the underlining fact that the Congress is pushing forward in Rahul Gandhi's opening speech yesterday was that he said it's not about how much business is transacted in the House, it's about consensus building and how much the voice of the people is heard in the House. So instead of bulldozing business transactions and bills, it would be better that the government gives a hearing to the opposition. And that's why, you know, we are at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence where the leaders, floor leaders of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are meeting second time round in the past 3 days. Day before yesterday they met yet again, and at that time LOP was announced, and now today the floor leaders are meeting because remember, Gaurav, tomorrow they will be replying to the President's address, and thereby the Congress, trying to do its homework well, wants a single line of attack at the government to make its point as far as, you know, being the voice of the people is concerned.
So, is this a strategy of the Congress party? Is there a common strategy that's being made of the entire India alliance? How is that strategy coming up so that 234 members or 235 members are heard in one voice? What's the strategy, Mosmi?
See, clearly, Gaurav, all the floor leaders of the India bloc are present here. We saw Sharad Pawar, Sanjay Singh, Supriya Sule, Sandeep Pathak, and all from the RJD, the floor leaders coming in. So it's going to be a joint strategy. Now there's always perhaps a black sheep, you can say, or there's always a different line being towed by some of the partners. To be precise, it's the Trinamool Congress. Remember, they weren't really clear about whether they would. They weren't very clear about whether they would support the India Bloc candidate for the Speaker's post. At that time, they said that the Congress had taken a unilateral decision. So perhaps Congress trying to build a consensus, not trying to show that we are the big brother and you follow what we decide.
Okay.
It's more about sitting across the table, talking and devising a strategy. Interestingly, Gaurav, there's been a beehive attack here at Mr. Kharge's residence, and all the media personals really, we just ran out. But, you know, on a lighter note, they were saying that perhaps the bees were sent from the opposition or from the ruling camp. So that's the kind of tussle we're also seeing in the parliament as well.
Okay, so let's see who has a bee in the bonnet, and keep tracking that story. I will come to you for more on this. Clearly, the Trinamool Congress is very, very clear. They need to be consulted. They will come on board, but they have significant numbers, and proud of that fact.